Hello everyone, today we are going to dive into a scenario involving Graphically Central College where we'll explore how to set up a database, create tables and write queries to retrieve specific information. Let's explore the details and queries step by step. These are the questions of set 10. Graphically Central College was the only active school in the area during the war season. There were only 15 students in the school. Also, there were only 5 teachers and one of them was the principal of the school. The principal decided to add all students' details in his student attendance marking system. So he would be able to mark the attendance after the main morning assembly at once. Think you are a reputed database engineer and the principal requested to make a database while another developer is developing the system. The details have been given below. First it says, create a database named Graphically School and insert these data tables graphically. First we would start by creating a database named Graphically School and inserting the provided data into tables graphically. This is like setting up a digital filing system to store all student information neatly. Now I go to the MySQL Workbench and create a database named Graphically School. Then I create tables according to the scenario. We need 3 tables that are grade, village and transport. This is how I am creating the tables using Workbench. Now I created the tables in this way. Before we insert data into tables, let's understand the structure of our database. We represent this visually using entity relationship diagram or ER diagram for short. These diagrams help us see how different pieces of information are connected. We have the student table, which contains information about each student, such as their name, birthday, grade, village and transportation method. We also have separate tables for grade, village and transport to store related data. There is only one grade per student, but there are many students per grade. So we have to use one-to-many relationship to represent the student and grade table. And also one-to-many relationship exists for the student and villages, student and transport tables. Here is our ER diagram for this scenario. Now we can do this forward engineer. It's successful. Now I go to the Heidi SQL. This is our database called Graphically School. You can see the student table with foreign keys. When we were joining the tables one by one, the student table with foreign keys was joined. Then I have to enter the data into the tables graphically. I do it this way. I have inserted the given data to the tables. So now let's go to the next question. After you created the database, the principal wanted to check your database for bugs. He has given you some scenarios. Read them carefully and write queries to get results. Question number 1. Select all students who study in grade 6. Use join query. For our first query, the principal wants to know all the students who are studying in grade 6. To do this, we'll use a join query which helps us combine information from multiple tables. Now let's move on to the queries. I write a query like this. I start the query by adding select all from and the database name with the student table. I use an inner join to connect two tables. So then I add the database name with the grade table to select the other table. Then I added on keyword because it's compulsory to add in join queries. If not, we will have to face a Cartesian situation. After that, we need to add our tables with columns names of how the foreign keys have been connected. Finally, I use the where to select the row exactly which is grade 6. Now I have entered the query. Let's execute this. Now you can see 3 students in grade 6. Let's go to the next question. Question number 2. Select the birthdays of the students who come from Padaviya by bus. In our next query, we need to find the birthdays of students who come from Padaviya and use the bus as their transportation method. I write a query like this. I start the query by selecting the birthday column. I use an inner join to connect the student table and village table in the Graphically school database. Then I added on keyword. After that, I add tables with column names of how the foreign keys have been connected. Again, I use an inner join to connect the transport table. I added on keyword again. I added tables with columns names in the student and transport table. Finally, I use the where to select the row exactly which is village Padaviya and the transportation method is the bus. I entered the query. So now you can see 2 birthdays as the result. Let's go to the last question. Question number 3. Select names of the students who study at grade 9 and come from Mihintale on foot. Lastly, the principal wants to know the names of students who are in grade 9 and come from Mihintale, but they use foot as their transportation method. So I write a query like this. I start the query by selecting the name column. I use an inner join to connect the student table and grade table in the Graphically school database. Then I added on keyword. After that, I added the tables with columns names. I used another inner join to connect village table. Then I added on keyword again. I added tables with columns names of the student table and the village table. Again, I used an inner join to connect transport table. I added on keyword once again. Then I added tables with columns names in the student and transport table. Finally, I used the where to select the row exactly, which is grade 9, village Mihintale, and the transportation method is food. Now I ended the query. Let's execute this. Now you can see two names as the result. By successfully executing these queries, we can provide the principal with accurate and valuable information about the students at Graphically Central College. This is not only helps with attendance marking but also demonstrates the power of well-structured database in managing data effectively. Thank you so much for joining me today as we explored these questions related to Graphically Central College. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment below.